Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing really well. So I do apologize, my air conditioner is on at the moment because it is super hot here, and can we just talk about the fact that it is like the middle of September and it's still 30 degrees out. Whew, it is so hot. Gotta say though, it's really cooling down at like during the night times, and we are starting to have, our trees are starting to change. So it's really funny because we have a bunch of trees that are still green and there will be one that's completely yellow. So unfortunately here in Alberta, mostly when our trees turn, we only get the yellow. We might get a little bit of red or orange, but for the most part it's always yellow. So that's unfortunate. We don't get the beautiful fall colors that I used to love to see when I lived out east, but you got to take what you can get, right? So today I wanted to share with you guys some books that I've hauled recently. So I've got a few physical books here that I got at thrift stores and online, and there's a couple of audiobooks that I downloaded as well. So I did go to the Audible sale and I found a couple of books, and I also purchased a few more credits because I've been reading a ton of audiobooks lately on my commute back and forth to work. So let's just stop all this chit chat and jump right into the haul. So first of all, I did find a couple of Sweet Valley Twins books at my local thrift store. So these are not in great condition, but they were $1.50, so couldn't pass them up. These are ones that I don't have for my collection, and if I find them again in better condition, I will of course scoop them up. But just wanted to put these in because I probably in the new year, I do want to start rereading a lot of these Sweet Valley books, so wanted to have these for the collection. So first is number 9, Against All the Rules, and just look at these haircuts here. Like, it's just pure 80s nostalgia. So this says, is Elizabeth about to make the biggest mistake of her life? So that's that one. And then we have number 11. Am I doing these in order? Oh, let's do this one first. Number 6, The New Girl, How Can Twin Sisters Cause Triple Trouble? So again, really not in great condition. This one's pretty bent up, but for the price that and I believe I actually had a coupon on top of like it only being $1.50, so it was worth, you know, the dollar or whatever it was for me to grab these. So that's that one. And then we have number 11, Buried Treasure. So this is more of a mystery. It says, has Jessica's good luck run out? So that sounds really interesting. And then we have number 20, and again this one has a big crease down the center. Playing hooky, how far will Elizabeth go to save her sister? So like I said, I wanted to start reading some of these probably in the new year. I know our friend Zach over at Shadyside Library has been reading a lot of Sweet Valley, and it's been putting me in the mood to read these for sure. So glad to have these for the collection. My Sweet Valley Twins collection is starting to get fairly big now, so really excited about that. And then next up, I do have a couple of more vintage books that I got off of Spooky Sellables website or Etsy shop, I guess. So this one, out of the Fear Street sagas, this is number 9, Heart of the Hunter, The Full Moon Summons the Beast. So I needed this one to put into my collection. I haven't read any of the Fear Street sagas. I last year started to read the Fear Street series from the beginning, and it just kind of fell off. I just stopped doing it. I don't really know why, but I want to pick that up again because I want to get to some of these offshoots and give these a read. But I wanted to start from the beginning because, you know, some of them are a little bit intertwined with the characters and stuff like that. So I was excited to find that, and this one is in fantastic condition. It looks really good. So I'm not going to give the synopses of a lot of these, of course, because they're sequels, right? And I don't want to give anything away. And then the other one that I got was The Last Vampire 4, which I believe, I've got to double check, but I believe this is the only one that I was missing out of the Last Vampire series by Christopher Pike. So this is Phantom, the monster might be an angel. And we've got a girl down here. Looks like she's at a gravestone or some sort of Mausoleum or Monument. So I haven't read the Last Vampire series, which, you know, what kind of Christopher Pike fan am I without reading the Last Vampire? But now that I have all of these, and I actually have them in the reprints as well, like more recent reprints, I definitely want to get to these. My friend Josh, that I was on a podcast recently on the Jersey Ghouls, if you guys are following the Jersey Ghouls, definitely download their podcast. They're really good. I'll leave a link below to their Instagram page as well. They're fantastic. And we were on their podcast recently talking about Christopher Pike. We were actually talking about specifically his book Witch, but we did bring up some other Christopher Pike books that we really liked, and his writing and stuff like that. So if you haven't listened to that episode, it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun recording it, and Josh was saying that The Last Vampire is one of his favorite series, so definitely want to get to this pretty soon. And then totally forgot about these. Where did I get these? Oh, I got these off Garage Sale. So 2 ghosty books. So we have one out of the Ghost House series. This is Haunted Schools, Ghost Stories and Strange Tales. So this is number 30 out of that series, and you guys know how much I love collecting these books. So whenever I see one that I don't have, I definitely have to snap it up. And then this one is True Canadian Ghost Stories by John Robert Colombo. So this is one that I've seen around, but didn't have it as part of my collection, and this one is in fairly good condition as well. I think I got this one for like $2, which is really good, because these, you know, these non-fiction ghost story books are pretty much all out of print now, and so I've been collecting them slowly, and when I can find them for, you know, $2 or $3, I definitely want to snap them up. And then for the audiobooks that I had downloaded, you'll definitely see a theme in these. I was definitely in a particular mood. They all have Gothic vibes, and I'm so excited. I actually did a poll recently here on YouTube and over on my Instagram channel asking if you guys wanted to do a Gothic book club. So all, you know, both classic and modern Gothic reads and things that are kind of related to like the very spooky kind of horror, supernatural horror, that sort of thing. So let me know down below if you guys are interested in having a Gothic book club. So this was, you know, definitely going to be these styles of books. So I know there's a lot of book clubs out there, and a lot of booktubers do have book clubs, but I wanted to throw it out there. If nobody's interested, that's totally fine. But it looks like there are a couple of people out there who are interested in hopping into these Gothic books, and I've been having a lot of fun reading them this year. It started in February, and it's just carried through the whole year. So if you guys are interested, again, just let me know down below. So the first one is called The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, and this just has all of those spooky feels and spooky vibes. So it says, rule number 1, the poison must never be used to harm another woman. And rule number 2, the names of the murderer and her victim must be recorded in the apothecary's register. So this is about basically an apothecary that's run by a woman that used to be a healer, and now she's helping vengeful women, basically. And just the little first paragraph of the synopsis just has all of the feels, so I'm just going to read this one directly. One cold February evening in 1791, at the back of a dark London alley in a hidden apothecary shop, Nella awaits her newest customer. Once a respected healer, Nella now uses her knowledge for a darker purpose, selling well-disguised potions to desperate women who would kill to be free of men in their lives. But when her new patron turns out to be a precocious 12-year-old named Eliza Fanning, an unexpected friendship sets in motion a string of events that jeopardizes Nell's world and threatens to expose the many women whose names are written in her register. And then there is actually a second timeline as well, but just that's all I wanted to know about this book. I wanted to go in partially blind to this one because I read the first paragraph and I was like, I was hooked. That's it. I'm downloading it and I can't wait to read it. So like I said, if you guys are interested in doing a book club and reading books like this, I will definitely save this one and maybe we can read it together. And I also downloaded another one by Sarah Penner. So I've never read this author before, but her writing just sounds so fantastic. So this one is the London Seance Society, and it very much has the same, obviously the same feels as the other one. And you guys probably know that I've been enjoying Hester Fox's books, which there's another one of hers on this list as well. And these ones have just had all of the feels that I've been wanting lately, and this one sounds so good. So this is also set in 1873 in Paris, and it's about this woman who's really sought after and really famous for being able to conjure the souls of murder victims so that they can reveal secrets or clues to who it was that killed them. And it says, Lena Wicks has come to Paris to find answers about her sister's death. But to do so, she must embrace the unknown and overcome her own logic-driven bias against the occult. When Vaudeline is beckoned to England to solve a high-profile murder, Lena accompanies her as an understudy. But as the women team up with the powerful men of London's exclusive seance society to solve the mystery, they begin to suspect that they are not merely out to solve a crime, but perhaps entangled in one themselves. So, I mean, that sounds great. It sounds like it has all of the spooky feels and, you know, all of the wonderfulness of that spiritualist period of time when that was really super popular, and very much like a murder mystery, thriller. It seems to have all of the things. So this is definitely the stuff that I've been gravitating towards lately. I don't know what it is about this year, but I've just really grasped onto all of these wonderful spooky books. And, you know, it's just changed up my reading. So really super excited about this one too. And the last one is another Hester Fox book. So Hester Fox, I think I've read 3 or 4 of her books this year, and she hasn't steered me wrong yet. There's ones that I like better than other ones, but she is very quickly crawling her way up the list of my favorite authors, and I couldn't wait to get this one. So I think there's 2 more books of hers that I haven't read, and then there's another one coming out in April that I've already heard of. So super excited for this one, and as it's kind of getting into fall and, you know, darker days and everything, I'm definitely looking for these spooky gothic feels for sure. So this one is called The Orphan of Cemetery Hill by Hester Fox, and it doesn't say when this one takes place specifically, but it is during that spiritualist time frame when it was super popular and people were starting to really get into hiring these spiritualists to come into their house and conduct seances and stuff like this. So this follows a young, actually a child at the time. Her name is Tabby, and her sister Alice live with their aunt, and their aunt is trying to exploit Tabby's gift to be able to speak to the dead, because of course she wants to exploit it to make money. So her and Alice end up running away from their aunt, but they end up being tragically separated. And it says here, now a young woman and tragically separated from Alice, Tabby works with her adopted father Eli, the kind caretaker of a large Boston cemetery. When a series of macabre grave robberies begins to plague the city, Tabby is ensnared in a deadly plot by the perpetrators, known only as the Resurrection Men. In the end, Tabby's gift will either save both her and the cemetery, or bring about her own destruction. So again, all of the spooky feels. I'm so excited to have books like this on my Audible subscription, because I find when you listen to Gothic books on audio, you really get, like, especially if it has a great narrator, you really get the total spookiness of the whole thing rather than just sitting down and reading them physically. I've loved this year reading my Gothic books on audiobook. So that was what, 3 Gothic books that I've hauled recently on audio, and I have some more vintage goodness to add to the collection as well. So again, let me know if you guys are interested in a kind of a Gothic reading club or book club. So it would just be 1 book a month that kind of has those spooky supernatural Gothic sort of feels. If you are interested, let me know down in the comments below, because between those comments and the polls, I'll make a decision on whether I want to do this or not. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the haul. I am going to be getting into buying more books coming up here, because Halloween decor hunting is pretty much over. We're done for another year, so it's time to switch gears and get back out into the thrift stores and look for some vintage books. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, give me a thumbs up and leave me a question or a comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. But until next time, stay spooky, everybody.